And
Why
from
we
the
built
touring
load planning
world,
software.
mostly doing audio. I've been in the touring world for almost 10 years now. I started sort of in the church world, moved into production managing venues, and eventually have been touring mainly with a band called Calling Us for the last 7+ years. Most of these tours that I do, I'm doing production management as well. And so as a production manager on a bus trailer tour, single semi tour, you probably know that at some point you get a manifest from several different vendors of all your cases, just this overwhelming amount of stuff. What I would originally do is I'd go into rehearsals and I'd take a look at all these cases and I would quite literally guess how we're going to get it all into the bus trailer on the first loadout. It takes a few shows to get it right and find a flow that works and all that stuff. So after a couple of years of doing this, I realized that this is risky, right? It's only a matter of time before you do some sort of out and all of a sudden you have more cases than you were planning for, or you got to make cuts in the middle of the parking lot at 2 a.m. after your rehearsal's finished. So not ideal at all. What I started doing is using a program called SketchUp to pre-map my trailer packs. If you're not familiar with SketchUp, it is not really built for this. To build out a case, you have to add a rectangle, extrude the rectangle, and then add text to a faceplate of it. So each case creation took something like 5 minutes, and if you have 100 cases in a trailer, you can imagine that adds up really quickly. So to do a trailer pack, it would take me 5 to 6 hours sometimes to get it right. I realized that this has to be faster. There has to be a way to do this in a way that is repeatable and fast and easy to adjust. Fast forward to about a year and a half ago, I started talking to my buddy David Woodward, who's from the music world but is now a developer, and I told him about this process of how I go and I build out every single pack for every single tour, and how it takes a while. And I said, this has to be automated. There's got to be a way to put this into software to where it is easy to manipulate cases. And number two, can we make it to where it packs the truck for you? And to my surprise, David said, yes, this is very doable, very possible. And as we looked into it, this is a very common thing in the logistics world. We said, can we make this software easier to use, and can we bring it to the AV world since people aren't really doing this in the AV space? In May of last year, Truck Packer was born.